Now recording.
Damn. I'm a bit nervous, you know.
Nah, I'm bare
I'm a
nervous.
bit nervous.
I'm bare nervous. I'm not going.
I want to make sure, no.
Nah, I'm bare
I'm
nervous.
a bit nervous.
I'm bare nervous. I'm not going.
I want to make sure it feels all natural, but yeah, overall, I'm a bit nervous.
Yeah.
You know what, we've been talking about it for ages, but the whole time that we've been talking about it, I've just not actually thought, I'm now sat here and I'm now doing it, I'm thinking, oh yeah, shit, this is actually happening.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like, do you remember
I've been very excited to do it all week,
yeah.
and then.
So do you remember when we used to do the shows back at school?
Yeah.
You do all the rehearsals, and then the day you get to the show, you go, oh shit, oh bollocks. Taking that time to just like, deep it.
Today's the actual show. Like,
yeah.
fuck. Yeah.
So, yeah. Let's see where this goes.
Right.
So, you alright, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Not too
I've had a decent week. You alright? How you doing?
My week's been fairly stressful, but
Yeah.
life is stressful. But training's going really well. So
Good.
like every day, I'm absolutely shattered. Like my schedule is, I wake up at 5:30. I get up, I get in my gym stuff. I don't even comprehend how tired I am. I go to the gym, I do a really light workout, I come back and I have a really cold bath.
Yeah.
That wakes me up, it sets me for the day. I go to work and I deal with whatever crap it is that I've got going on at work. Yeah, and then I finish that and then I go train. And I either go train for 3 hours straight at Renegade in Stevenage, big up Renegade, or I come to Royston Ledge Centre and obviously I do my workouts there.
Fair.
And then I get 7 hours sleep, and there's no time for anything else in my life. And I somehow managed to squeeze in a relationship, and I somehow managed to squeeze in seeing like all my different group of friends. So overall, my week's good, but I'm fucking
But stressful.
shattered.
Yeah, shattered. Not
Well,
surprised.
you know what? I say stressful, but I really don't like to stress. I kind of refuse to stress.
Yeah.
Because nothing good happens when you're stressed.
Yeah,
Like
I get that.
nothing positive comes of it. If you allow yourself to get in that negative headspace and you're stressing about everything, you'll end up just doing it. Especially in my line of work, you get stressed and you start rushing stuff, more mistakes will happen. You just got to sit down. Like my manager, she does deal with a lot, but when she's like doing stuff, she gets really antsy. And she's like, oh god, I got to do this, and then there just becomes more problems. But apart from that, the craziest part about this year was the hottest point was in spring.
Yeah.
When we were in lockdown.
Yeah.
So like I feel like this year we haven't been able to enjoy it.
I remember like the 35-degree heat. Fuck me.
Yeah, and I'm on the balcony doing a workout, listening to True Geordie interview Ian Wright, thinking to myself, all I want to do is go and get absolutely smashed out of the heat.
I remember walking to rehearsal in all black clothing, getting into this rehearsal room that was like already boiling hot, then us all doing a dress rehearsal on like the hottest day of the year, dying in this heat, like full on, straight up dying.
Sweating out enough bodily fluid to have lost a stone.
I'm pretty sure I got so hot that I stopped sweating.
Oh, you stopped, yeah, there was no water left.
There was just like,
nothing left in your system. If any other
sweat.
liquid was to come out of your body, it'd just be blood.
Yeah, just couldn't sweat. But yeah, no, that was a hot day. But yeah,
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. All right.
This is the podcast. I suppose we should introduce what it is.
Yeah. All right, guys. This is the You're Right Mate podcast.
You're Right Mate podcast. You're Right Mate.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
we're just doing it for a laugh.
Yeah.
Literally, honestly, we're doing it for a laugh. Like we don't care. We don't care what comes of it. It'd be cool if something did come of it. If not, we've just basically spent some time together, chatting a lot of bollocks about some subjects that we know.
which
50% of us.
which we would do anyway, without the
just
camera.
this way there's a camera and I feel.
Yeah. But yeah, no.
Opinions are opinions.
This is basically like what we're going to be doing. It's basically me and you just chatting gas.
Yeah,
Like,
so kind of like Joe
just
Weller
talking-
waffling, but we're just going to talk a lot less about sex than he does.
Well,
Joe Weller talks a lot about sex on that podcast, so much of it, and Theo is just sat there because he's in a relationship. He does not want to discriminate, say about his sex life with his girl. But Joe's there going, "Do you like a finger up the arse? Do you like this? Do you like?" And then he's just sat there like this.
But yeah, no. Well, look, we'll talk about whatever really, and if we're lucky, every now and then we might have a guest on here and there. We have other mates that kind of want to
some random people
jump
that'll come
on.
So each week we'll do like little segments like. So for example, we should probably introduce ourselves as well for people that don't know us.
I'm Alex. Little bit about me. I love performing. That's my thing. There's not much else about me.
Bro, this is the worst introduction of yourself ever.
Honestly, like, what do I say? I'm Alex. I'm from around here. I'm a guy. I'm
a guy. I'm glad you cleared that up.
just in case you're wondering,
cheers,
bro.
Mate, I'll find a shop.
And and I love performing. That's my thing. That's what I like to do. Also love getting pissed.
Yeah, that's always a good one as
well. Yeah.
No.
Fair. And you are, mate? What's your
I am Callum. I am big into mostly sports. I absolutely love cage fighting. I'll probably be classed as a casual if I speak about it, but I do know quite a lot about what I'm talking about. Yeah, to be fair, I'm a standard person who just likes to chat a lot of gas. Each week we'll probably to be fair, saying that, you got to think, say we film this on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Most of the football's happened. Are we going to be talking about next week's games then?
Well, we'll be talking about the games that have been probably in next week's games at some point. So obviously, this whole thing is not just going to be talking about football, though. We have loads of other stuff that we'll talk about. But yeah, no, there's... we'll talk about the games that have been, the games that are to come up, I guess. Important games, kind of thing. Yeah. Like, we're not going to analyse every single game that's coming up. Like, if it's fucking, Brighton versus Burnley.
No, that would just be a dead seal game.
And,
Burnley.
We don't really care about either of those two teams. Like, I'll happily comment about them if I know some stuff about them, but I'm not going to lie to you. I don't really know much about Burnley or Brighton. I don't.
I'm still amazed they got Sean Dyche. Was Sean Dyche left? No, Sean Dyche might have left, actually.
What, Burnley?
Yeah, Sean Dyche
I don't
left?
think he has. I thought he was there. Anyway. But yeah.
He's got the weirdest voice ever.
He does.
Do you know if
honestly, his quotes are the best.
Do you know if Bane took off that mask? Bane from Batman took off that mask. That's what I imagine. Like his voice is like Sean Dyche's.
Oh, talking about Bane. So Tom Hardy played him. Did you see that he's been rumoured to be the new James Bond?
But he's been like one of those top 5. Like you've always had Idris Elba.
Yeah, Elba's turned it down.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
He said he's too old.
Tom Hardy's
to do it.
always been told. I think Tom Hardy would be able to bring... Well, Tom Hardy can bring anything to any character, to be fair. You see him as Bronson. He was really good. He was amazing in that... I always forget the fucking name, but it's such a good film. A shootout is a fucking shootout!
Oh, Legend.
That's it.
Legend,
yeah. It was Prey Twins, that's it.
Yeah.
So it was amazing.
And the one where he played that... the guy who is like a real-life person who's in prison. He played him...
That's Bronson.
Huh?
That's Bronson.
Was that Bronson?
Yeah, I think that's his name. Bronson?
Might be. Anyway,
Bronson.
yeah. So I saw that he's linked to be the new James Bond, and I was trying to figure out like what ages people have been James Bond and when it's too old, when they're too young, and stuff like that. And to be honest, Tom Hardy's probably the perfect age.
Is he though? Because he's like 40...
He's 42. He was born in 77, I think it was.
Yeah, it's Bronson, by the way.
It is Bronson.
Tom Hardy.
I'm pretty sure he's 42.
He's 43.
43, there you go. So he's 43 and he will probably do, if you think about it, it's every 2 years, so you'll probably do what? 4, 5
Daniel
films?
Craig's actually in his 50s, isn't he?
Yeah.
Daniel Craig's like 52.
Yeah, maybe a bit older. But probably around that. But yeah, because like Idris Elba is 55, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
he's definitely too old. I
saw this thing though. He did like this documentary thing. I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but Idris Elba did this thing where he did like a Muay Thai fight camp in Thailand for like 6 weeks straight and lived the Muay Thai fight life. And he was like 53, and he was like he's in incredible shape, 53, but. In hell, he put himself through absolute hell for that, and he does a fight at the end of it as well. I think he probably won, to be fair. But I remember thinking to myself, looking at it, going, "You are a hard bloke. You are a hard bloke."
Idris Elba is scary, man. Like I wouldn't want to get on the wrong side
as
of
well.
Oh.
Do you know that animated Jungle Book movie?
Yeah, the live action of it.
Yeah, he's the tiger, mate. When
he
comes down to that watering hole bit, he's like, "Some of you among us have been talking about a new cub," and I was like, listening to that voice, I was like. Fuck is that silky bastard?
Yeah, Idris
that
Elba,
voice,
man. Oh.
Right, whispers in your ear. If he whispered into a girl's ear, just the girl would be there like, oh. Hear my voice. They were like, 10-year-old. Why is there a 10-year-old in my ear? Some people are gifted, mate.
It's alright.
Not me.
Not jealous.
Wait, I sound like
but yeah.
David Beckham, voice is constantly on helium. But worst thing is, I'm not even as good looking as David Beckham, so it's just a double blunder.
I don't think anyone's as good looking as David Beckham. That man.
I would challenge that, you know.
What?
I would
Who?
challenge Chris Hemsworth. Right, he plays Thor.
Yeah.
And just like him alone, like
he's a good looking bloke.
yeah, that's body goals. I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing something.
He's a good looking bloke. To be fair, I just meant because Beckham's like a lot older, isn't he?
Yeah, Beckham.
He must be 50 now, surely.
Maybe. When did he start his football career? Like 1998?
80s?
No, it wasn't 80s, you twit.
Early 90s?
No.
Really?
Yeah, because I grew up watching Beckham.
Yeah, no, so did I. So did I.
So
but
did what?
So did I, but I'm
'cause-
pretty sure like he was later on in his career. Oh, actually, no, you might be right. Late 90s is probably right.
I reckon 97. Might be wrong. It might be 96. Right. I've never seen a dude go through so many haircuts though.
Oh my
Bloody
god!
hell! Some of the haircuts we're talking are they're a madness. Like, what is he doing? He braided his hair at one point.
I know.
No white boy should braid their hair. There's certain looks that don't go with cultures, and white boys braiding their hair is just no.
Oh, man, it was so funny. He had some
Beckham.
poor hairstyles.
He did, and that really thin mohawk that he had.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to see overview. He's 45.
Oh okay, he's younger than I thought. Sorry, David.
What's
case he's
yeah,
watching.
because you're defo watching, David. Well, I wanted to listen to two Hertfordshire lads chat a load of gas.
Yeah.
Well, what else can I do on my time?
It brings him back home. He's
I've already-
over in America.
I've already completed. Do you know he's got his own whiskey brand or something?
Yeah. Is it whiskey? Yeah.
It's not
The club. It's something club. Hague Club, I think it is. Is what it's
that's
called.
not his, is it?
I thought it was.
No.
Or is that just the one that he advertised for a while? Might have been the face of
the one
it.
he advertised, but Hague. No, I don't think Hague.
The
Club's
blue
his.
bottle.
Yeah, Hague Club's good though. That's
Yeah.
what I got my dad for his birthday. But like, no, that's not his.
Is it not? Oh, maybe he was like advertising it for a while or something. I
Oh,
can't
don't
really
worry.
remember.
I don't
Anyway,
even
yeah.
like whiskey anyway. That shit burns.
I don't mind.
Whiskey with ginger
whiskey
ale's
on the
right.
rock. Nah, I can have it on the rocks, but that's it.
Right, even thinking about whiskey right now makes my stomach turn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For you guys who don't know, we because we're so responsible, we decided to go out last night instead of get a
Plan
good
for
night's
this.
sleep and plan for this.
Hence
Yeah.
why I'm drinking coffee and I fucking hate it. It tastes like Gandhi's foot. Like, who thought that coffee tasted nice? It's like cigarettes. Who sits there and goes, oh yeah, that's fucking lovely.
No, but to be fair, some people do like the taste of coffee.
Yeah, some people do. Like, you see people eat a coffee bean. Have you ever just bitten into a coffee bean?
No, and I
Right,
don't
that,
plan
that's
to.
like
I will
that's
be
a worse experience than biting into sand. it's just
Biting
horrid.
into
It's
sand.
just horrid, man. It's not good. I do not like it.
But yeah, we decided it was just meant to be a couple of pints.
Yeah, literally. It always is though. It always is just a couple of pints
That turn into
to 1,000 pints. Well, not 1,000. That's a bit dramatic. But
yeah, it's very dramatic. Don't drink. It's bad for you.
saying that, there is a point in my life where I do look to stop drinking. Because it is expensive. My bank has taken a hit this month purely from alcohol. But it doesn't have any benefits for you at all. There is no benefit. What benefits from alcohol apart from maybe you get a bit more confident? Which I don't need that.
Yeah. If I'm 100% honest.
No, that would be interesting because, like, for example, weed. Obviously, weed's illegal, but weed has clear benefits.
In
some regards. In some regards.
in very small things. Like, weed's not good for you in that sense. I mean, it's
Well, I was watching.
a controversial thing.
Yeah, very. But I mean, like, I personally say though, like, smoking weed is obviously not going to be good because you're putting smoke in your lungs. When is that ever a good idea? But like, for example, when you eat weed, right? So that's not too bad because like when the high you get from eating it apparently is different because you digest it.
I've never done it, so I can't.
I know that with weed, like, it's proven to help people with like PTSD fueled insomnia. So like people that can't sleep because of PTSD trauma, there is like some studies out there that show like weed is quite good at helping people with that. But it's like it's one of those things like it really does affect people a different way. I mean, you look at Mike Tyson when he's on weed, he's actually like class as a person. Like he's so much more relaxed. He's not ultra ego. I want to bite people's ear off. And you can see how it benefits him. But then we know people that do weed and like it takes all motivation away from them. It takes any drive to do anything just away from them, and it has no health benefits at all. Like they've now got like eating disorders and stuff like. So it's really controversial.
It's one of those things.
But it'll be legal. It will be legal.
I probably
10 years
will.
time, I reckon.
It will. It's such an easy thing that the government could make a lot of money off.
It's the only reason why alcohol is not illegal. Because
it's because they make so much money off the alcohol tax.
I think it was my auntie who said, if you ever want to save the NHS, you get rid of alcohol. Because of how many people go in for alcohol-related issues, like
100%.
illnesses, but also drunk stuff, like I decided to headbutt a letterbox and now I've split my head.
Yeah. No,
it's not actually happened to me. I'm just
no,
saying
but we know plenty of people who would.
Yes.
No names.
No names. No names.
Yeah, we know people.
He's
anyway,
he's at a bottomless brunch right now. Probably about to do the exact same thing in Cambridge.
And he's not had any drinks.
Probably about to try. He's probably going to see if he can hitch a ride on one of those like canoa people.
Oh nah, don't do him dirty. But
doing him dirty. He's probably proud of it.
Yeah, he is. Anyway, yeah.
Well, that went off on a tangent.
Hey, we did. We were meant to talk about football first. We're meant to talk about Premier League.
Yeah,
first.
we were going to talk about our predictions. That was it.
And
our
then
predictions.
and we're recording this on the
second
Sunday.
Yeah, the second match weekend.
Is it second match? You've played 2 games.
2 games. Everton's second game now.
Yeah.
Everton fan.
And Sunderland fans.
No one knows that team.
No, so let's do it. All right, we'll do predictions first, and then we'll talk about the games that have been, the results that have come. Because I think right now Newcastle and
2-0 down.
Brighton are playing. They were 2-0 down. Let's see if.
Right, when Everton went 1-0 down yesterday, I was at work, and I almost flipped the table. I was sat there and I was thinking, how can you put on the display you did against Tottenham? Like we genuinely did dictate that game.
Yeah.
Like Tottenham had us on the break a few times. Pickford made some good saves. He decided to have his first good game in I don't know years.
Yeah.
And I thought, right, you've gone to West Brom, and you're 1-0 down.
Yeah.
And I heard that, to be fair, we started slow, but then I look at the stats at the end of the game, it was something like 17 shots, 8 on target. We had something like 72% possession.
Yeah.
And then you look at the same with Spurs, we had 66% possession or something around that mark. The midfield that Everton have got is genuine.
It's unreal.
I personally, but it's clearly behind Liverpool's. It's clearly behind Man U's.
Oh, it's not it's not league-winning midfield, but it is.
Yeah, but I'm not about to say
unreal.
Everton are about to win the league. But what I'm saying is, those players, I personally think you can put James Rodriguez in. He would get into pretty much most teams in the Premier League. Maybe not City.
You know what? Even City you could get in.
Nah.
Possibly.
Well, I suppose because they've got Fernandinho is probably going to be pushed more into the centre back if they don't get Koulibaly.
Yeah, and then you've got.
David Silva's obviously retired.
Silva's gone. They've got Foden and De Bruyne in the middle, basically. But
Depends what formation they do, because
James Rodriguez can play wide as well, so he can go out on the wing where Bernardo Silva plays, for example.
Bernardo Silva's a different gravy, mate. That Bernardo Silva is Bisto. He's Bisto gravy. That dude is immense.
He is really good. But yeah, all right. Let's do predictions. What if you do
bottom 5 and then top 7? Always do top 7 because you're trying to fit 10.
No, we'll do top 10.
All right, top 10. What, and then bottom 10? That might be a long one.
No, we'll do top 10 and we'll do sort of relegation battle.
Ah, cool. Thanks.
So I'm sure we've probably got some slightly different predictions, but I'm sure we also agree on a lot. So let's do the bottom lot first, and then we'll talk about the top. So Who's getting relegated, do you think? And who's going to be in the battle?
I'm literally trying to think that now. I think West Ham's in the battle.
West Ham's in the battle.
But they've got David Moyes now. As an Everton fan, obviously I know quite a bit about David Moyes.
And as a Sunderland fan, I can relate.
So, not understandable. He's not doing great at the moment, which is fine, but...
He's not doing awful, though.
Nah, he's doing fairly bad. But the thing that you have is he is a manager who knows how to just drag certain results.
I mean,
I hope they
West
don't go down,
West Ham have been
were a good
unlucky
team.
because their star striker Allaire got injured.
Yeah, and they played really well against Arsenal yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, they deserve... fucking Antonio smacking that bar as well. They deserve
not
at least a point.
Great, Antonio. He's all right, but he's not that good.
He's actually really small.
Antonio,
I didn't realise
quick.
how small he was.
He's quick.
He's quick, but he's also really strong. But he's like 5'8".
Yeah,
He's like
tiny.
height as me. Actually, I'm 5'7", just before I get outed.
Wait, you're fat? I swear you've always been 5'8".
No, I'm 5'7". I haven't grown since year 10.
That's fun.
It's not fun, mate. It's not fun.
But
I look like a little boy. I sound like a little boy.
And then there's... So West Ham, I reckon they might escape relegation, but they'll definitely be in the battle. So I'm going to put them 5th from bottom, which is that 17th. No, 16th. 16th.
20th, 19th, 18th.
17th, 16th, yeah.
16th.
So 16th West Ham. I'm West Brom I'm putting bottom.
You putting West Brom bottom?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going Fulham.
I put Fulham bottom.
It will be close between those two, but I think both of them are going to do poorly. And then I'm going... This may be a bit biased for me, but I'm going Newcastle.
Yeah, no, I could see...
Newcastle and Villa.
Yeah, but where did Newcastle finish last season? Because they overall picked out a few results, if I'm correct, which actually, I think they were like 15th or 14th.
Yeah, they might have been around there. I think they were in quite a big relegation battle for a little while, but I think they escaped it.
I don't see them going down. I think my bottom three is going to be Fulham, West Brom. Oh, I really don't want it to be Villa, but really don't want it to be Villa, but I think it could be.
Yeah.
I think it could be. I mean, the Villa did just sign Aston Villa. Who have they just signed? They've actually signed a good player. They signed a centre back from. Is it Lyon? Is it a centre back? Oh, I could be chatting a load of bollocks here. Aston Villa have made a key signing that Everton were looking at about 2 seasons ago. I think his name's Traoré or something like that. From like Lyon, from the French league, which could help them out. And obviously Jack Grealish, when he's got all cylinders firing, he's a really good player.
Yeah,
him and Mason Mount are going to be challenging each other for the England squad in 2 years' time.
Yeah,
they're going to be on each other's necks. But yeah, those are my bottom three. I think in the relegation battle, even though Crystal Palace had a good performance yesterday, Crystal Palace are obviously going to be in that battle. West Ham are going to be in that battle. Newcastle will be in that battle. Southampton, Danny Ings, if he stays fit, Danny Ings will keep him away from the battle.
Wait, is Ings at Southampton? I thought he was at Burnley.
No, he's at Ings. He's at Southampton.
Oh.
He scored.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Fair.
22 goals last season
But
as well.
didn't Tottenham just beat Southampton 4-1 or something this week?
Yes. Son
scored 4 and Kane assisted all 4.
Yeah, so... and they're about to have Bale join them as well. Good attack.
Mental. No, I agree that West Ham are going to be in the battle. Obviously, my bottom three are West Brom... My bottom three are West Brom, Fulham, then Newcastle. I think then Villa, then West Ham, then Southampton. And
Do you see
I
Crystal
reckon
Palace in that battle?
I don't.
I mean, they've managed to keep Zaha.
I don't. I rate Palace. They've got a good side.
No.
And he's a good manager.
Who's their manager?
Roy Hodgson, isn't it?
Roy Hodgson's not a good manager.
He's done well with them.
Don't say that.
He's done well with them. They had a good
Hodgson.
season last season, and I rate them.
Did they?
Yeah, especially after the lockdown. I'm pretty sure they came back and they were pretty decent. Seem to remember them doing well.
Crystal Palace. I mean, they beat Man U at Man U 3-1 yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is kind of crazy, but No, where they finished last? Oh, I can't bother to Google it. But fair enough. Right. Now is where it gets interesting. Top 10. Because
Alright.
in my opinion, there's 12 teams competing for top 10. There's 10 teams competing for top 7. There's 12 teams... No, sorry. There's 12 teams competing for top 7.
Yeah, and then there's 7 teams competing for top 5. Yeah.
Facts.
I think first... do you want to go first down or go 10th up?
No, first down.
Alright, so... First place for me... I'm going to have to back City.
Yeah, I suppose
I'm going to have
Liverpool's
to back
momentum
City.
kind of keep going.
Yeah, I'm going to have to back City this season. It's just the squad is better.
Also, Pep's job will be on the line if he doesn't win it
Oh,
this
yeah,
year.
yeah. If
Facts.
Pep doesn't win...
If Pep doesn't win anything this year, he's fucked.
Well, I mean, the thing is, City are going to concentrate on the Champions League because that's the only trophy Pep hasn't won with City. So they're going to concentrate on that. But I still think they've got the squad to win the league. I think it's going to go City and Liverpool. I'm thinking it's going to be Chelsea third.
The transfer window that they've had does suggest that they're looking
crazy.
to go forward.
Yeah.
Obviously, they've finally got a striker who looks like he can replace the shoes that Drogba left.
Yeah,
No one's
this is
done
the
it.
thing. Like,
No one's done it.
if Werner hits the ground running and he scores goals, they'll be top 3 hands down. If he doesn't score, they'll struggle again.
Yeah, what was said was like, you've got a team here that needs to gel straight away, and sometimes it takes a lot of time to do that. You see teams get hard, like, some people think that Man U, because they've now had that half a season, they had that time to gel, obviously, Fernandes coming into the midfield. That's why after lockdown, sorry, really gassy. That's why after lockdown they performed so well, because after lockdown, Man U went from, I can't remember, like, 6 points behind to then 1 point ahead or something. Or joint points with Chelsea with a better goal difference. I think that's what it ended up being, because they had 1,700 penalties, which is actually mad, to be fair. There's like a stat saying that Solskjaer's win rate without penalty
It's crazy.
is like really low.
Yeah, but also, like...
You got to be in a position to win it.
Yeah, and you can't kind of fault them for it, because fact is that Bruno would go up, he'd take him, and he'd score him.
Yeah.
Like...
But, above all else, fuck Man U.
You don't
Fuck
like Man U.
'em. No.
I'm not the biggest fan on them.
Did I just take a photo of us?
No, I don't think so. Could have. But yeah, no, the...
Nah, so...
Man U are one of those sides
You've got Man City, then you've got Liverpool, then you've got Chelsea.
Yeah.
Who's that final Champions League spot?
It's a tough one. It's between 3 for me. And I personally think it's between United, Arsenal, and Everton, or Leicester actually.
Everton, fucking hell.
You've had a good
I think
start.
we've had the best transfer window, personally. But
Yeah.
Yeah, fair, okay. So you pick one.
I think logically with the window they've had, I'm going to put Arsenal 4th, Man U 5th, Everton 6th.
Put us ahead of Wolves and Leicester as well.
Yeah, and then it's between Wolves and Leicester for 7th
What about
for me.
Sheffield United in that mixer?
Sheffield United, I think, are going to do the second season dip.
That's what I agree. They're in the bottom half for me.
Yeah, I don't think they're top 10. So I'm going to say... Because, I mean, Leicester have restarted well. But I rate Wolves. They've just sold Jota. That's the only thing that might be a downfall for Wolves, is Jota's a very good player for them. So because they've lost Jota, and currently, whilst we're recording this, they haven't got someone to replace him, I'm going to say Leicester, then Wolves. So Leicester 7th, Wolves 8th.
Vardy is like... I don't even realise that he's doing bits, and then I see that he's got 20 goals in the season. I'm like, what?
Vardy does
that's the thing,
bits,
that
man.
this is what annoys me, yeah, because he'll score more goals than Harry Kane, and he won't start an England squad.
He's
Obviously,
retired from the
now, yeah.
international.
But then, Danny Ings scores more goals than Harry Kane and gets 20 minutes of football. Harry Kane, because he's like the poster boy for England.
He's also the captain.
Yeah, he starts, but he's not scored, he's scored barely any open play
Yeah,
goals.
no.
I do rate Harry Kane, but I don't rate Harry Kane.
Yeah, no, I get that. No, Tottenham are ninth for me in my prediction.
What? With Gareth Bale coming in, you're gonna put him ninth. Right? Do you know the impact Gareth Bale will have?
I do. I want to put them higher, but also, I can't.
Crazy how many teams
I
they've
can't
beaten,
see. I can't see them going ahead of Everton with the signings you've made, and also maybe ahead of Man U. Maybe I'm going to drop Man U down, put Everton up, and bring Tottenham up, and drop Leicester down. So I'd put first City, second Liverpool, third Chelsea, fourth Arsenal, fifth Everton. Sixth Tottenham, seventh Man U, eighth Leicester, ninth Wolves.
Damn, that's crazy.
10th Crystal Palace.
Okay, that last bit is just mad, but fair.
I honestly, their side's so good, I think. And I mean, who else is in the league anyway? You've got Brighton, Burnley,
Sheffield United.
Oh, Leeds.
That's what I was about to say. Bringing up Leeds. Where are you putting them? Because the thing is, all I'd say is they do not look. They're
not defensively solid,
no,
but
they're
attacking wise,
they're so creative. They're really creative.
They're going to score a lot of goals.
Their manager, honestly, their manager. What's his name? What's the manager of Leeds?
I know who he is. I just can't remember. Yeah.
Simon loves him. Analyzes everything.
Yeah, he's sick.
So like they were saying, like I was listening to one of the players talk about when they won obviously championship. They were saying like he's so analytical. He analyzes every little detail, and he is so like micro organised on everything. Like, and he says he does not accept anything other than perfection.
Yeah,
and he'll push to it.
And it's
So I reckon they'll sort their defence out.
The problem is there's so many good sides this season. It's hard because I want to be like, all right, well I'll stick Leeds in like 8th, and then
you'd have to push Leicester or someone else down.
Do I think they're going to do better than Leicester? With Leicester's squad, I'm going to say no, because Leicester have a better defence, and same with Wolves. Maybe they could finish above Palace.
Yeah, they're facts. That's just...
So I'm going to put Leeds 10th and then Palace 11th.
Right, sweet. Mine's quite different.
Alright.
Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp will not let that team take the foot off the gas.
Fair.
And with that signing from Bayern Munich to Thiago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Raw. That's crazy. That level of midfield is now different. Like that midfield already ran like clockwork, with Fabinho and Thiago next to each other, and Ronaldo.
Big old Henders. No, Henders.
But yeah, basically that, and you got Naby Keita. Their backup is Keita, and Keita's sick. Well, he's good.
He's good.
So I've got Liverpool up top. Especially now they've just signed, like, Firmino doesn't really score goals. I think it's unfair, though, because he's more of a cam than a striker. But if they need to put a 4-3-3 attacking to give something different, Jota from Wolves is obviously such a good fit from those crosses that'll come in from Mane, from Trent and Robertson as well, the highest assisting players, fullbacks in the league. So I've got Liverpool up top. I've got City as Champions League finalists, but not winners.
Fair. So they're going second.
Second. Chelsea third.
Yeah, okay.
Man U fourth. That midfield, if that midfield is now gelled, and if it does, with Pogba and Fernandes in the centre. Bruno Fernandes running that centre with Martial and Rashford firing all pistons like at the top. It's just a side that
and they've got Mason Greenwood as well.
Yeah, and after the lockdown when the games came back,
they were the best side.
It was good to watch them. It was good to watch them. I actually enjoyed watching Man U. So yeah, Man U fourth, but also fuck Man U.
So Man U fourth, fifth.
Spurs because of Gareth Bale.
Okay.
I thought Everton would finish above Spurs until they got Gareth Bale, and I thought you cunts. Sixth Everton.
Okay.
7th Arsenal, purely because of Aubameyang.
Yeah, okay.
He's the only thing that's going to cause any damage, really. I still look at that side and just think there's just...
They've made some good signings, though.
But I don't know.
Right. 8th?
Wolves.
Okay. 9th?
Leicester are going to have their dip.
Yeah.
Leicester are going to have their dip. Vardy's 33.
No, older, no.
he's
He was
basically
quite
Vardy.
old when he came into the Prem.
Vardy's obviously they're relying on him, really. They've lost Chilwell. They've still got Maddison on the left.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So I've got them ninth, and the only reason why they're ninth is not because they're not good enough to finish higher. It's because the level of opposition. You got to think when you're picking your top 10. So, for example, you got to think: would Everton beat Man U? Would Everton beat City? Would Everton beat Liverpool? Would Everton beat Arsenal, Spurs, etc., etc., etc.? Now, Everton at home, I believe, would beat all of them apart from Liverpool.
Maybe. Or you
Away,
could still beat them.
Away, I think we lose to all of them. So
Fair.
that's why I've got Everton around the 6th mark.
Yeah.
European, brilliant. I'll be really happy with that.
Yeah.
But I think Everton are really probably going to focus on a Capital One Cup run. I don't
Or
think
FA Cup.
No, we'll go Capital One Cup because FA Cup has too many big sides. Like we have a chance.
Well, I mean, Capital One Cup is all
the big sides, yeah,
as
but
well.
there's more chance that we'll be able to get through. Like, do you know how
Yeah.
City got through by playing not a Premier League side until the semi-final?
True.
I'm hoping that's the case with Everton. Just get a cup, just a cup.
Cup run would be nice.
I'm 20 this year and I've not seen my side win a cup. That is depression in football, right?
Yeah,
I need to see my team win a cup.
To be fair,
Yeah, you get relegated. I suppose that's not good.
I saw my team reach the lowest point in its history.
Yeah,
And we've been around since 1880 or whatever it is. I can't remember the year that we started. 1890s. I
But
think.
yeah, that's my top 10 really.
Nice. Wait, who did you put 10? You didn't. Leeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. All right. Well, okay.
I'll tell you what. If Leeds come up and they finish 10th, that's a good season.
Yeah.
That's a good season. Any team that comes up from Championship and even stays up, that's a good season.
Yeah.
It's a top draw season.
All right. So let's talk about the most recent games then. So first week, you had Everton beat Tottenham 3-1.
No, 1-0.
1-0.
Should have been fucking 3-1, but yeah, no, it was 1-0.
Everton beat Tottenham 1-0 at Tottenham or at Everton.
Yeah,
at
first
Tottenham.
time we've won a game away at a Big Six club since I don't know, it was something like 2013.
So this is obviously Tottenham hadn't made their major signings or anything by this point.
No, they hadn't. I mean,
You guys had made all your signings by this point?
yeah, no, we started all of them. Started Decore, started James
Yeah.
Rodriguez, started Alan. Like, every single signing really did shine through. They did show their quality.
So Everton won that, and then Everton won this weekend.
Yeah, against West Brom.
5-2. Which
could have
honestly
been more.
could have, yeah.
Yeah, and that fucking.
And it puts you top of the league.
Wait for the first time forever.
And then let's look at the other end of the spectrum. You've got Man U, who lost to Palace
3-1, yeah.
this weekend, yesterday, was
Yeah.
it? Lost 3-1 to Palace, wasn't it?
It was.
Which is crazy. I didn't see their result first week. Who did they play first week? Oh, Fulham. Was it? No, that was Arsenal who played Fulham. Tottenham won 5-2 against Southampton today.
Flip result of Everton.
Geez, so Tottenham, had a shit first week. Really good day today. Brighton are still beating Newcastle 2-0.
Nice.
Alright, so yesterday, Everton, you won 5-2. Leeds won 4-3 against Fulham. So West Brom
so
and Fulham.
They're on 0 goal difference now.
Yeah, so Leeds are on 0 goal
Fulham's
difference because
lost
they lost 4-3 and then won
So
4-3.
Fulham are minus 6 goal difference.
Yeah, something like that.
'Cause I think
West
they
Brom,
lost to
I think West Brom are bottom. Man U lost to Crystal Palace, as we just said. Arsenal beat West Ham 2-1, which I feel sorry for West Ham.
they
because they
should have got that. They should have got that point.
Wolves on Monday, that's just beat Sheffield United 2-0.
Yeah.
And Chelsea beat Brighton that same night as well, 3-1.
Yeah, and that was who was it? Is it James? Was that his name? James?
Who?
One of their players, Chelsea, absolutely rifled it into the top corner.
I
West Brom
I
was
know
Leicester
why
friendly.
we didn't know who Man U played. Their match was postponed against Burnley. So West Brom lost 3-0 to Leicester.
Yeah.
Obviously, Everton beat Tottenham 1-0. Arsenal beat Fulham 3-0. Crystal Palace beat Southampton 1-0. So Palace won both their opening games as well. Liverpool beat Leeds 4-3. City and Villa was postponed. And Newcastle beat West Ham 2-0. So West Ham have lost both their games as well. And then tonight we've got Chelsea v Liverpool and Leicester v Burnley.
Chelsea v Liverpool tonight. Ooh, that's a big one.
And tomorrow you've
That is a big one.
Tomorrow you've got Villa, Sheffield United and Wolves Man City.
Chelsea versus Liverpool. Oh, I don't know, you know. I might back Chelsea on that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna back Liverpool. I'm sorry, I have to back Liverpool. They're gonna win that. But yeah, so currently,
where is it at though? Is it at Anfield? If it's at Anfield, then fair enough.
I think it's at Anfield. But also, you have to remember there's no fans at the moment, so home and away isn't that big of a difference. I think at the moment. Calvert-Lewin, top scorer, man, tied with Son, but because Son scored 4 in one game, had to ruin that for him. Calvert-Lewin scored a hat-trick.
I reckon Calvert-Lewin will hit 20 this season.
I could see that with the kind of deliveries he's getting, because he's got James Rodriguez pumping balls into the box now. Yeah. That's the thing.
And he gets loads of spills off Richarlison cutting in from that left.
Right, who do we think is going to be top scorer this season, though? I was going to say I'm going to back Vardy or Kane, but also maybe. I mean...
Could be Gareth Bale.
He's
so good.
But he only scores bangers.
Yeah, but brah, like, that's the thing. He only scores bangers, and he still scores a banger every match. Like, he's so good, and like he was so disrespected at Real Madrid because what he actually did for the club. Like, you look at the stats, the games that he played compared to the goals.
Yeah.
He won them 2 Champions League finals.
Yeah. Oh no, he's a great player.
He's brilliant.
I could also see Salah finishing top goal.
I could see Salah being good. Yeah, I mean, that'd piss me off there.
You know what?
He's such a diver as well.
I could see people like Kane. If Kane gets into form, he could easily. Kane is the kind of player that, if he's in form, could put 40 goals away in a season.
40?
Yeah. He's got the potential to.
40?
Especially with someone like Bale on his side, putting balls
40?
in. Yeah. He's a poacher.
That's Messi numbers.
Yeah, I could see him scoring that many. If he's in form and he gets the chances. But anyway, we've talked about football for ages now.
Yeah, so we have. Yeah, we always do.
Probably.
It's a topic we can discuss ages. Yeah. We didn't even go in depth. We just covered a lot.
I mean, we haven't even talked about freaking lower leagues, and I know loads about that because that's where Sunderland are.
Yeah, about the cap. What's the cap going on?
Oh yeah, so this year they put £2 million wage cap.
Gap between.
Sorry, wage cap. Across your whole team, your squad, your official squad that will be playing.
Yeah.
It's 2 million maximum is the wage.
Well, throughout the as in total the whole squad.
In total, the whole squad.
Oh.
And to put that into perspective for people who aren't football fans, and if you aren't a football fan, you've been listening this long. Cheers.
Ronaldo earns that when he ties his shoelace.
Yeah. Gareth Bale earns 500k a week.
Yeah, that sounds about correct.
Yeah.
That's before his add-ons as well.
Yeah.
Sponsorship,
exactly.
Goals and playing.
Exactly. So that's crazy. I mean, obviously, you're not getting the likes of Bale down there, but
what are we talking about? Aidan McGeady.
McGeady
is Bale.
We've dropped him. Fuck Aidan McGeady. Don't like him. He's got
a
bad
attitude.
Mad?
Do you know what's mad? He goes to the Premier League, and he does okay. He goes all the way to League 2, and he just couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But so Aidan McGeady, we'll ignore him. So he's not on our wage bill. We've managed. So he's not playing for us. We haven't signed him up for the league or anything. He's not eligible to play for us.
So is he a free transfer?
No, he's still technically at the club, but he doesn't count as the wage thing because he's not playing.
Oh. Right.
So for teams that have just come down from the Championship, it's really harsh, especially if they've been there for a long time, and they've got Championship contracts because Championship doesn't have a wage cap.
Yeah, because who went down? Wigan went down.
Wigan, Charlton.
Because Wigan had that point deduction from the end of the season.
So it's Wigan, Charlton, and it was Hull. Wigan.
Oh yeah.
Wigan, Hull, and Charlton came down. So Hull have had very high wages for many years because they used to be Prem, then they went down to Championship, and they were in the Championship for a little while. So they've had high paid players. They've had to get rid of a lot of their high paid players.
That must have been the same as Sunderland though, because they went boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, but for us, we went down before the wage cap came in, so we
but
we
you
did
still
get
would've-
we did get
You
rid
still
of.
would have
We
had to
couldn't
have got,
afford them.
offload some people.
Yeah, we did. We had to offload, but also at that time we wanted to offload them because they were the trouble at the club. They were the negativity.
Van on Holt left
Ages
when you
ago.
went down to Championship. Because he went
No,
to
he left in the
Crystal
January.
Palace.
Yeah, he left in the January before we were relegated. I'm pretty sure.
But yeah.
Pickford left when we got relegated to you, 30 mil.
Funny thing is, back then I used to think that was so much money, when now that's like a
There's too much money in football.
yeah.
But yeah, so the basic gist, the wage cap is it's going to screw over the teams that come down because you won't have the same quality of players that could send you straight back up. And if you do go up, you're going to have to spend a lot of money to try bring in
I
people.
was about to say, they should have a wage cap across every league, because the thing is, you've got to think, yeah, football's only going to get more money pumped into it. Because Amazon are starting to buy games.
Yeah.
Right? And Amazon has more money than Sky. And Amazon has more money than BT.
Freaking Jeff Bezos, the owner, is the richest man in the world, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, something like that. So you got to think, that's just going to pump more money into it. And then it means that teams that do come up, that aren't getting that Amazon money.
Yeah.
It's such a large gap.
Yeah.
To try and overcome.
Yeah.
That basically what is going to happen is you're going to get the same 3 teams going down every year. Well, every other year when they come back up and that. Because they aren't able to, they're too good for that league down there. And they're not able to
battle for the league above.
Because they don't have the money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go off sports. Let's go on to more interesting topics. Let's go on to...
Let's go on to some stuff that most people actually want to hear about.
Stuff that people might want to deep. People that can, like, whilst they're listening, can think to themselves, oh, yeah, actually, what do I think about it? You know. What's your go-to 3-course meal? What a topic!
Go-to
3-course meal, man. So you're bringing a honey.
Wait,
home.
is this like unlimited money? Like
yeah, I suppose.
Not being like
there's no restrictions.
No restrictions. Okay. Go-to 3-course. That's hard. That's a really hard one. I'm gonna go on. You go for yours first. You tell me yours.
I'm always going to be starting with some Tiger King prawns.
Nice.
Cooked with a bit of pea puree on the side and just a side bit of salad. It'd just be good. But the thing is, when I'm on fish, I'm someone who doesn't mind doing fish to meat.
Oh no, I can do
fish to fish.
I can do fish to meat. I can't do fish to fish. Well, I can, but I don't like it.
But why though?
I don't like having 2 fish courses.
That's weird. Anyway, yeah, that is weird.
Nah, it's not. It's normal.
Right. Oh god, I need to burp now. 1 second. I'm so gassy.
Disgusting.
Right. You see, main course is where I struggle though. A good steak. Yeah, I'm gonna go steak.
Nice.
A standard steak, some creamy mash on the side, some peppercorn sauce, side bit of salad as well. That's just like...
What steak and how's it cooked? Sirloin, fillet, ribeye, rump.
Fillet.
Yeah.
And I like my steaks blue.
Yeah.
I love my steaks blue. I don't, but then again, it's quite thick. Fillets, yeah.
Yeah, fillet's
quite
thick. It's got no fat.
I'd probably go rare with that.
Okay.
Like a sirloin, because it's quite a thin cut, you can go blue.
Yeah.
Quite easily, so... But yeah, no. Fillet. And then dessert. I am not a dessert person. I don't have a sweet tooth. I don't really eat chocolate. I don't really eat sweets. I don't really eat ice cream.
Same.
Any of that stuff. Give me a cheese board all day, mate. Fucking love a cheese board. Bit of red Leicester, bit of blue, bit of camembert, bit of brie. Oh. Mate, get me some crackers, dipping bread. Some grapes and apples on the side. Mate, that... strong. That stuff is good. Cheese board is my life.
Yeah.
I'll have that as my starter, main and dessert.
Okay, I'll go starter first. It's between either calamari or scallops. I love a fish starter.
It's got to be scallops.
I'm gonna go with scallops. Let's pretend
scallops.
I'm gonna pretend I'm posh and we're going with scallops.
You can afford scallops, mate. Shut up.
Not right now. Not on my
Not
budget
right
right
now.
now.
If
Okay,
you'd like
scallops.
to donate for Alex to afford scallops, we'll put the link
For
below.
£5 a month, Alex could
Can
eat
scallops. Oh, my spine.
So scallops to start. Your basic scallops dish, you know, bit of puree on the side, you know, with some simple
Leaves.
salad, leaves,
Some green shit.
some green shit that I probably wouldn't
Won't
eat
eat.
anyway.
But it's there for the decor.
Yeah, exactly. my second course, my main course, would 100% every day of the week be beef stroganoff, which is and has always been my favourite dish, and it always will be. Beef stroganoff, oh, beautiful. So yeah, that is my main. And my...
you'll go sticky toffee.
My dessert, yeah, it's got to be sticky toffee pudding with custard.
Custard? Nice. Alright.
I could have custard and ice cream with it, but I wouldn't have enough room.
Right, you know what's kind of crazy? Someone is going to be sat here listening to this going, why the fuck are they talking about sticky toffee pudding and custard? You'll get some people that will join in going, oh, what's my favourite free course? But some will be like,
why?
What melts? What you doing?
Go back to the football.
Go back to football, yeah. But yeah. Yeah, no, okay. What podcast made you think about doing this? Because my favourite podcast is probably Joe Rogan, but that's fairly standard. But I think it's not because of the guests he gets on, it's Joe Rogan himself. I just find him really inspirational. Mm-hmm. I do relate to him as a lot, and I like the way he thinks. I like his attitude towards certain things, and I feel like he teaches me a lot, and not only on how to think, but just a lot about with his guests about different subjects. I think overall his podcast is just... Well, I quite like Joe Rogan as a bloke as well. And also because he gets loads of fighters on there, and as someone who loves UFC, I'm being able to hear my favourite fighter is Adesanya talk about sparring with random people, and you know, he's just had Mike Tyson on again because Mike Tyson's going to do that charity boxing match. So yeah, Joe Rogan would definitely be the one that I would say I would take most inspiration from when it comes to podcasts. It's a good podcast as well.
Yeah.
I like the Happy Hour.
Happy Hour is a good podcast. I quite enjoy that one. See, I really like one that a lot of people... well, actually, I guess a lot of people who listen to it on, podcasts itself, not YouTube podcasts.
Yeah.
I really like one called Shagged, Married, Annoyed.
Shagged, Married, Annoyed?
Which has Chris Ramsey and his wife. The comedian Chris Ramsey.
Right, yeah.
It's so funny and light-hearted.
Okay, yeah.
That's one of my favourite podcasts to listen to. Just always puts me in a good mood.
Man, I fall asleep to a podcast. I go to work listening to podcasts. I like podcasts. Yeah, I like listening to people's opinions.
Yeah.
I actually do, because I'm someone who, you know, I have my opinions, but I'm always open for someone to change my opinion.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those things that I hate them people. It really bugs me when someone is I'm right all the time. It annoys me because I used to be like that. I know I used to be like. Put me when I was 17. I used to be. Nah, this is how I think, and this is kind of how I am, which was a really bad mind frame to have, because when you're in that mind frame, you don't learn. You don't learn. You get less. I think you get less people involved in your life as well.
Yeah.
Because if you disagree with someone, just because you disagree with someone doesn't mean you can't be, friends with them. There are people that I've got my opinions on very controversial stuff, like everyone does. You know, LGBT, the multiple, 100 genders and stuff like that, and etc.
Yeah, we won't go into it. Obviously,
we won't go into
it's opinions. And stuff.
Yeah, we'll get some people in the hate comments. Oh, Callum, fuck you for saying that.
Yeah.
But
it's a thing.
I'm always open with my opinion for someone to change it.
Mm.
So that's why I like hearing podcasts. I like hearing podcasts and someone talking about an issue that I don't know much about but have an opinion on.
Yeah.
So for example, there's that guy who he talks a lot about the pay gap and stuff like that, etc. I can't remember his name, Jordan something.
Mm.
You know, he's very Ben Shapiro style person.
Yeah.
Jordan, and he goes on and he talks to different people. And listening to that, I always find quite good, because not only am I learning a bit, but also it's kind of cool how he changes people's opinions because he uses facts, etc.
Yeah.
So I'm someone that do you know when you argue with someone and someone's like, yeah, but this is how I feel, and I'll turn around and go, yeah, but these are the facts.
Yeah.
I'm not someone who. Yeah, no, it's good like that.
No, I really enjoy listening to podcasts, and I just like the fact that they can put a smile on anyone's face, really. Just no. They can put you in a good mood. I love listening to David Tennant's podcast as well, but I'm really into my performing and stuff. That's, I said at the start, that's my thing. I enjoy listening to him interviewing people and seeing where they come from and where they want to go and
how do you get from A to B as well?
Yeah, exactly.
I love listening to someone's journey.
It's interesting to hear so many of these people's stories because they've all got really interesting stories. That's why a good one that I've only listened to through other people. I haven't really sat on my own and listened to many. It's called Desert Island Discs, but it's actually so they pick like the basic thing of it is they have to pick songs if they got put on a desert island and they can only listen to, I think they get 7 songs they can pick, and they can only listen to them. What songs are they and why and stuff. But and then whilst they're there, they also talk about like their problems that they've gone through in their life and stuff like that. It's all these different celebrities, and it's kind of cool. But I like listening.
There are not many more things that motivate me more than listening to someone's journey. Seeing that guy went through that shit, and he still got to where he is by grafting, by being true to himself, not letting other people stand in the way of what he wants to do, etc., etc. Listening to that motivates me. That really does motivate me. For what I want to achieve, I have to be super motivated. I have to be, and I have to work extremely hard. And there's times where, as everyone, motivation's low. And wanting to work hard is not there. And listening to these people turn around and say, well, I went through this shit and I still pushed forward, that probably helps.
Yeah.
And also seeing people like Kevin Hart. Right, Kevin Hart and Dwayne The Rock Johnson put everyone to shame of how hard they work. Yeah. That is just, it's beyond me.
Yeah, well, honestly, there's loads of hard-working people out there. But yeah, I love listening to podcasts. I it's one of the reasons I want to do it is purely because I like listening. Yeah, it's just how it is. But yeah.
Do you think that's the key to success? Working hard. Because there are some people that have success. It depends what you think success is. There are some people that are born. There are some people born into success. They're born into knowing they're gonna have a business that kicks off because mummy and daddy managed to like put the foundations in, etc., etc. Stuff like that. But is it luck? Is it right place, right time? Or do you think it's hard work? I think it's
mixtures. It is mixtures. Hard work gets you to the right places at the right time. But
yeah, that's very true.
And again, it also counts on what you count as success. You know, some people, it's success in their career, is, you know, the position. Some people, it's the money they earn. Some people, it's if they're doing what they enjoy, what they've always wanted. Some people's success is a family, having a stable family.
We have a friend who's literally always said that he wants to be married and have a kid by the time he's like 23.
Yeah,
and that's what he believes.
And that would be success.
You look at his deep rooted issues. Why? Because you probably look at like where he comes from, and like his situation he's grown up in, and you probably think that's actually what he wants to be. That's what he wants. That is literally how he values success. If he's going to be in his mind, and I think this is beautiful because it's what my dad says. He is successful in his life if he raises kids to be good people.
Yeah.
And he gets married and he's happy in love. Like, you know, Kevin Hart says the reason why he's got such a positive mindset is because he's genuinely happy.
Yeah.
Because he's made his own shit. But not only has he made his own shit, he's got kids, he's got a family. Like, he wasn't very close with his dad. His dad was like a drug addict and everything. And he said, right, cool, but I'm going to be a good dad. And I'm going to, like, you know, that's genuine happiness. So then you get people like me. I don't want to have kids. I don't want to get married. I literally, my success is I want to be able to retire at 50 years old. In my mind, success is doing exactly what I love, getting paid for it, living off it, and maybe going around Italy in a Lamborghini. That'd be quite nice.
Yeah, success is different for everyone. And I think success is achieved by graft.
Yeah.
You have to have some luck, but you have to create your own luck as well.
Yeah, it's all about creating
100%.
luck. Right? You've got to create luck.
If you're not putting in the work, you're not going to get the luck, really.
Yeah.
So it's graft, it's a bit of luck, it's also making... it's failing is the key to success.
This is... who's it that says it? It's bare inspirational. But basically, like, you win and you learn. That's the only L you'll ever take as learning. Like, a loss is a learn.
Yeah.
Did I lose? Yeah. But what did that lose do? Well, it taught me. So you've learned. So you learn. You've got to learn. And you can't be successful without a failure.
No.
Because if you don't fail, you don't know what success is. Don't hit that rock bottom, you don't know what the top of the mountain feels like.
Exactly.
So when you walk up that hill, when you get to that top, you know the graph that went up, but you also know where you started.
Yeah.
So like having that success, and having that foundation as well, knowing that your success is built off your own back, is unbelievably rewarding.
Yeah.
It's like Conor McGregor in the fight game. Yeah, he does not need to return. He literally said he's in here to get to the point where he's got enough money to secure his grandchildren, drive Lamborghinis, be out and then get out of the fight game as early as possible with his brain still intact, because that's a sport where you see people that can't string a sentence together because of how long. And he's done that. So no, he should never be expected to return to fighting, and he never needs to, because he's done exactly what he's done set out to do off his own back.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely right time, right place, right time. But you've got to graft. 100%. It fucks me up. It really, really actually, it's a topic that actually gets me quite heated. When I think of people who just seem to think that the world owes them something. They just seem to sit back and be like, the world owes you something. Well, let me put it like this. The world owes you fuck all. And if you think that the world is going to give you something for free, it's not. It's only going to take from you.
Yeah.
And those people that sit back and they just expect everything to be handed to them on a plate. Because what the fuck's wrong with modern day society where they sit back and like, why aren't you working? Well, I can't be bothered. So what are you going to do about it? Well, I shouldn't have to work to get money. I'm just going to get benefits instead. Now, some people on benefits, may I just point out, there's solid reasons, but it's the ones where it's because they can't be fucked to hold down a job for long.
Yeah.
Like, those people piss me off. They expect everything to be given to them. It's just such a bad mentality to have, to just sit there as if the world owes you shit. And everyone just expects everything to be perfect and free. Everything in this world is going to cost you something. Money, your hard work and time. You're never going to get anything that hasn't costed one of those things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that really pisses me off. Like, if you want success, you gotta fucking graft. And to be fair, some people are happy not. Like, I've always said I want my name to go down, and people to like learn about me.
Yeah.
That's like my big thing. I really want that. And some people are happy. Like my dad is happy to just live a life knowing that he's a good man.
Yeah.
And that's brilliant. But he still works hard.
Oh yeah, 100%. You have to.
People that don't work hard and then moan they're not getting anywhere. Fuck them. Get them out of your life. Right, that negativity as well. Why don't I get? You're not getting what I want. Well, are you trying?
Are you trying?
Are you seriously trying? Oh yeah, I did try. How long did you try for? Oh, I tried. I did this. Right? Did you do this? Did you do this? Right? Like, it's just such a negative mindset. And the people that do that as well, they bring no benefit to your life. The people that constantly moan and drag situations down, they don't. You got to be positive, etc. You've got to have that positive group around you. You've got to have people that feed that energy in. You can't be there. Imagine trying to be getting stuff done and you're sat with 5 people that are just complaining the entire time. You ain't going to get shit done. If you have 5 other people sat there going, yo, let's do this, that'll work, let's do this, that's great, I'm motivated today, yo, you look a bit down today, come on, get up, let's do this. You're going to get way more done than that little moany bastard in the back of the room. He's like, I'm just fucking, they owe me that. I'm not going to do it because someone could do it for me. Those people, cut them out. Cut them out of your life. And there are people in my life that are still like that, and I will cut them out at some point. Because slowly, you can't live with negative people. And if you think you're one of those people that is probably a bit too negative, work on changing your mindset.
Yeah.
Work on changing your mindset.
It is a mindset. And we're not saying, every day you get up and it's like, oh, it's a great day. Yeah. Everyone has shit days, but if you can, every now and then, just try put yourself in a positive mindset. It's hard. It's very hard for some people because they're in very shitty situations. But the difference is the ones who get out of the shitty situations are the ones who try.
Yeah, it's the ones that try, for sure.
Yeah. So that's what you have to do.
Swings and roundabouts, isn't it? Because if you spend your whole life being negative, I think you'll find yourself in more negative situations.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And when you're negatives, you're more is it susceptible or
susceptible?
Yeah, which basically means you're more likely to. When you spend that time in that negative headspace, you are more likely to have negative things happen to you. You're more likely to have shut up, Will, don't record me. You're more likely to have those negative stuff happen. You're more likely to have shit like depression.
Yeah.
Like, if you spend your whole time thinking bad, what's that going to do for your mental state?
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, with, we know people that have been there where all they did was complain and talk about how hard done by they were, and then they've got, you can't be happy thinking negative. They don't go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And it's not a fine balance either. If you start putting more negative weight on one end, that seesaw tips that way. So you just got to, you can't let it seep in. And if you do think to yourself, I'm thinking negatively today, I'm thinking quite negatively, then you wake up the next day and you make sure you start thinking positively. Tyson Fury obviously went through all his mental health stuff. Yeah. And he was saying that there's times where he's gone to bed and he's felt shit. But his final thought, he always says is, well, we're going to make sure tomorrow I start thinking good. Like, I don't like negative.
Yeah.
Don't like negativity. It's like getting angry. I refuse to get angry as well. Yeah. Nothing gets done when you're angry.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true.
But yeah.
That was a bit of a tangent.
That was a massive tangent. I can't even remember what we were talking about.
Fuck Man U.
What were we just talking about, actually, just before all that?
What? We were talking about podcasts.
Oh, we were, yeah, and positivity and stuff. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll move on from that topic then. We've spent a while on that, talking about that.
15-year-old you. Would you be proud of you when you're 20? Well, so we're turning 20 this year.
Yeah,
basically.
I'm 20.
If 15-year-old you was
like
to just
3
look
weeks.
at what you are now, what you've got, do you think he'll be proud of you? Do you think he'll be like, actually, I've achieved as much as I wanted to, who I wanted to be, etc.
Yes and no, because 15-year-old me was very naive. I thought I didn't do enough. I didn't look into it enough because I really want to go to drama school, performing arts. And I never realised that actually the chances of getting in when you're 18, especially when I was 15, I didn't realise this, is like super, super low. So I always had in my head that by this age I would be at like RADA or Lambda, like one of the top schools in the UK.
Yeah.
Going into my final year. And I'm not there yet. And I know there's a reason I'm not there yet, and that's because, one, I wasn't ready at 18. No way I was ready at 18. Two, I was put into, things get put on hold because of coronavirus and stuff, so plans change and so on. And then also, you have to have some life experience before you go. That's what they tell you. They want you to have life experience. A lot of people are like, well, what the fuck is life experience? It's whatever you want. Life experience is whatever you want it to be. It's a bad word for them to use, but also a good word because you can't put it all
Under
into
a
one
bracket.
bracket.
Yeah, one basket. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Because some people's life experience is going off seeing the world. Some is getting a full-time job. Some is going to university, getting a degree, getting a full-time job, and then going, actually, you know what? I want to go back to drama college. And at 28, they go, yep, I'm off. They go to drama college, and then they get out by the age they're in their 30s.
So do you think you've had life experience?
I've definitely had more this year. It's the first time I've moved out of my house. I was living with I did a 1-year course this year in Stratford-upon-Avon. I moved out. I was living with other students on my course. There was 8 of us in a house. I was first time of basically being independent.
Yeah.
I had my independence. I had to start budgeting my stuff. I had to work out what I was doing next. I had to get a part-time job.
Yeah,
I had to constantly be planning. And I'm now going for a full-time job whilst I do auditions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And this has definitely given me more life experience. I want to do some travelling before I end up going to drama college as well. Yeah. Obviously, that's all been put on hold because of coronavirus.
Love you, COVID. Cheers, mate.
So my plan originally was this summer, that's basically just been, that I didn't get.
Yeah.
I would have been travelling.
Yeah.
And then I would have come back to a full-time job or a part-time job, earned some more money, done auditions, after the auditions gone back travelling, and then gone to school. That was my plan. But plans change, shit happens. Also, the schools might go, we don't think you're quite ready yet.
Yeah.
So I might go for auditions and they go, you know what, we don't think you're ready for us yet, or we're not ready for you, or, you know, it just might not work out, so I might have to do another year of auditions and another year. It could be 4 years' time before my sister could get into uni before I get into drama college. And to put that in perspective, she's 3.5 years younger than me. She's 3 school years younger than me, but she's almost 4 years in age younger than me. So she could get in, it could be 3 years, those 3 years that I would have done at uni and graduated by the time she was coming into uni.
Yeah.
She could actually be getting into uni before I get into my equivalent.
Okay.
But
So
I'm happy to accept that. That's still success for me.
Yeah. So, do you think when you were 15 you had expectations that are too big? Because when you're 15, you probably already think to yourself, oh, when I'm 20, you know, I'm going to be this, I'm going to have this much money saved, etc., etc.
Yeah,
all that jazz.
When I was 15, it was unrealistic expectations, not knowing the work and the graft I had to work and graft I had to put in for it, and not knowing how the system worked as well. It was naive on my part, and, you know, unrealistic expectations, which is not a bad thing, because it makes me realise now that I didn't hit those expectations, I didn't hit those goals. It makes me go, oh, well, I want it more now, and I know what I have to do to get there.
Yeah.
And I know how much more work. I've put in more work this year in my life than I ever have, right? But I have to put in 900 times more than that.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous.
No, that's like me and my training. Like, I thought to myself, this time last year, I was doing like 4 classes a week, 2 PTs a week, gymming. I was in the shape of my life, and this was when I didn't really focus on my social life at all, and I worked really hard. I remember people saying to me like, "Oh, you're crazy how hard you're working." I was looking at them going, "For where I want to get to, this is not hard work.
Yeah.
This doesn't even count as hard work." I think 15-year-old me, if he looks at me now, I don't think he'd realise that. Well, my dreams have changed since I was 15 anyway. I don't think he'd be proud, but I think because 15-year-old me was a cock. Facts are facts, because 15-year-old me thought he was a good person, but 15-year-old me, not that I was a bad person, I didn't bully anyone, I didn't, you know, I always stuck up for people that got bullied as well. And I wasn't rude to anyone, I didn't just pick on people to, like, give myself, like, people that pick on people to, like, make themselves feel better. I wasn't one of them or anything. But obviously I was like most 15 to 16 and 17-year-old boys. I was quite hot-headed in the sense of, like, stubborn.
Yeah.
And also, like, my mindset was very different. I've gone through, like, quite a lot to change. Like, the way I think is completely different now. Like, completely different. But I think if he saw, obviously, I'm 19, we're recording this in my own flat with my car parked outside, that I go to my full-time job to earn a nice wage for my age, with a big group of friends that a lot support me.
Yeah.
And I try hard for my dreams. I think he would look at me and go, you know what, you're doing alright, you know. Man's trying. But at the same time, though, when I was 15, I thought that I'd basically conquer the world by the time I was 22.
Yeah.
So at the same time, I don't think it would.
It's like unrealistic expectations, like you said. But, like, when you're 15, you're naive and you believe this could happen this quickly. And for some it can, but they realise at 15 the kind of work and graft you have to put in. Some people it takes more time. I know for me, it's taken me a lot more time than it has for others. I know people who are auditioning for drama schools and who have got into drama schools, some have, some haven't, and they put in 200 times more work than I ever did. Yeah. And I'm now like, shit,
I should have put in the work, yeah.
That's how much work I need to put in to at least give myself a fighting chance.
Yeah.
And then I need to put in that extra work to give myself more than a fighting chance.
And this is what we were saying about earlier, about people being lazy and just expecting stuff. It doesn't quite, like, if you actually want to achieve something, you've got a goal in mind. You've got to go out, you've got to push it, you've got to go, you've got to do what you've got to do. Yeah. If you really want that dream. Like, there were so many times when we were having conversations in our group and people were complaining, like, about their body, etc. and stuff like that. Right. Now, these people don't even have bad bodies in the first place. No. But what I turned around and said was, right, you're genuinely unhappy with how you look. Okay, you shouldn't, you're beautiful, you've got this going for you, you've got that going for you, etc., etc. But if you really want to change it, Why aren't you doing anything to change it? Like, why are you just sat there? Like, "Ugh." No.
And
You want to change your body. We know what changes bodies. We know you work out, you will get thinner. You work out, your body will tone up. You eat better, your body will tone up if that's what you want. Like, etc. Do more squats if you want your bum to pop. Boys, lift more weights if you want your arms to fucking boulder out. Yeah. Like, we know that every goal that you set, there has to be a bit of work to be done to achieve it. And if you've got one massive goal, you've got to set yourself mini goals on the way there. Because otherwise, like for example with me, what I do is fighting. And now I want to be fighting fit. And I want to be really, really good at my craft. I really do. So I'm going to my classes, but I eat like shit. I do. And I drink a lot. Yeah. I need to start setting myself them mini targets, right? And like I used to like skip classes all the time, and that's why I'm not where I should be. So now I set myself a task, like, you know, this week make sure you do this many classes. This week make sure you do that much. Make sure that you push a bit harder. And now I need to start doing that with my diet. Make sure I eat this correct amount of meals. Make sure at least, etc., etc. You got to set them mini goals because fucking, you know, your big dream is made up of loads. Your big goal is made up of thousands of little goals.
Yeah.
So that's how you got to set it. That's definitely how you got to set it.
No, yeah.
And you got to chase them, people. Chase your dreams. At school, they don't teach you that.
No, they don't.
They generalise you. They put you in these classes to teach you to go to work in these little crammed up offices where you just pay the bills because that's what the world wants you to do. And it's just not how it should be. You are not encouraged to go for your dreams.
Yeah. I mean, look, school's an interesting one. People take different things from schools because I know some people who loved school.
Yeah. I mean,
and you know they're very academic, and they were very good at the way the system worked. And then I know plenty of others who hated the way the system worked, and they weren't taught certain things that they wanted to know. But also that's the argument where it comes in with some people argue certain things need to be taught by your guardians, your parents, and people who look after you. And some people argue, well, why aren't the schools teaching that? You know, it's vice versa. And I personally think that if both taught it, then we'd have no issues. You know, if you got the perspective from your parents or guardians, and then got the perspective from school about it, then you'd have no issue.
Yeah.
So yeah, school's a tricky one because some people get a lot out of it.
How do you get that balance that suits everyone as well? You're never gonna get out.
Oh, you're never gonna. There's no way you can ever please everyone.
Yeah.
Ever.
There's always gonna be one. Even if you're doing the nicest thing in the world, there's gonna be one prick.
Yeah, of course.
It's gonna be one prick who's.
Of course, there always is.
Yeah.
And that's life. But oh well.
It's like I saw this thing when Kevin Hart went on the Joe Rogan podcast. He was like, "It's cool now to hate." Do you get what I mean? Well, it's not that it is cool, but he was basically saying like, why are people got so much hate online and stuff like that? Like, do you know there's always those people that you go to school. Now we had it at our school, and those people, they know exactly who they are, but they would put you down for like what you were good at, because they were jealous of you being good at. Yeah. But above all else, like they'd just be the people that just had to hate. So I saw this, as Kevin Hart says, you see that movie? It was a great movie. And there'll be that one guy who goes, I fucking hated it.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, why? Man, I ain't gotta tell you why I hated it. I just hated it. And then someone else will do it. They'll just jump on the bandwagon of hating. And that's just a new thing. Like, a good movie will come out, and someone
people
will say
hate it
just
to
for the
hate
fan
it.
of hate. Like,
don't mention.
Yeah, I'm not gonna mention. Yeah, I'm trying to tell the story without mentioning this person. Basically, this person said, I hate Ryan Reynolds. Why? Don't know. I just hate him.
And then won't watch Ryan Reynolds movies because they hate Ryan Reynolds.
But they've never, and they turned around, they were like, to be fair, I've seen him in interviews and he's really funny. I was like, so why'd you hate him? Oh, I don't know, I think he's arrogant. Where have you got that from? I don't know. It's just mad, isn't it?
It's crazy.
It's a mad way to think.
It's the society we live in is because like things like social media and all sorts. It's hating people is like fashionable.
Yeah. And just hate it.
But I mean, it shouldn't be. But to a lot of people, it's like, oh well, you know, if I hate on this, then I've got my opinions valid and
and you know what, it makes me laugh, especially when they do it on a famous person's thing.
Yeah.
Do they genuinely think that a famous person's taking their time to read out Benjamin Cincinatti hate comment? Listen here, you, Joe Rogan. I think you are a stinky asshole.
Yeah.
You think Joe Rogan's going through and going, oh, damn, that's his opinion that I care about.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
He's just signed a deal with Spotify. That guy is rolling in it. He don't give a fuck about any of you.
God, I'd love to.
What, just have millions or get this on Spotify?
No, I'd love to sign a deal with Spotify. That'd be sick.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Could you imagine just going, we've just signed a deal with Spotify. We're one of those. Like,
imagine if we can get
imagine
100 views.
anyone
Mate,
doing that.
I will be gassed if we get 100 views. Like, say it's like 2 seasons in and we're getting 100 views. I will literally be gassed. I'll be like, yo,
But yeah. Anyway, I mean, this has been quite a long one. This is this is probably longer than we would they're normally going to be. It's just because it's the first one.
We'll probably cover like 3 topics.
There's no clips from this one basically, but that's fine. Like we'll sort out a way that we can regularly record clips, and eventually find out a way that we can record the whole podcast. But this will be on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, and all iTunes, all that jazz, kind of thing.
And what we'll do is
so it'll be on the YouTube every. This one obviously is going up on the Tuesday, but they'll all see that because it's up on the Tuesday kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll go up on YouTube then. I'm not 100% sure when it'll be going up on Spotify. I'm hoping the same time, so on like the Spotify platforms and stuff. But it may be a day or 2 later, which again,
if you guys could also just like give us some feedback, mate, smack that like button. If you could also subscribe if you're actually watching it,
on YouTube,
stuff like that, on YouTube and stuff,
and
put a like.
Spotify,
if you want to put a comment, even if it's a comment saying about how shit it was, don't care. Put a comment. Please don't say it was shit though. But some constructive feedback.
And
would be
we'll
awesome.
leave like socials and stuff like that.
Yeah,
in the
if you want to follow us,
on Instagram, Twitter, and stuff, and you can DM us stuff if you really want, or we'll put the email for the podcast as well down in the
and if
thing.
there's topics you want us to cover, so put it in the comment sections or private messages.
All right, thanks guys.
See you later.
Speak to you soon.